Hello everyone, Welsh21 here and welcome to another unboxing. Today I'm looking at the Amazon Fire Stick 4K. Find out more after the intro. Right, so a friend of mine gave me this recently because he bought it and told me to basically have a quick look at it, see what I think, let him know and potentially set it up for him. So I said I'll have a little look as long as I can make this video. So here we are. Right, so straight away, I've already taken the polystyrene film that they wrap it in. And on the back, there's basically the tear mark that says, you know, if it's been opened or not before. All you do is peel it straight off. So there it is there on the side. I've got a Gen 2 stick to the side to compare this to. So as we get into this box, I'll show you the difference between the Gen 2 and this one. Realistically, there isn't a great deal. This one comes with a brand new remote, which you'll soon see in a second. So just put that to the side there. And here we go. Box is just a black box, as you can see. So one side is just really nicely folded in together. Fold it over. So this is actually really different to as normal. So on the right hand side here, I've got the manuals, which everyone basically ignores. But because it's not mine, I'll be giving it the gentleman this back. We now have a USB to, let's say, micro USB. Camera probably won't pick that up, so later on I'll take a photograph and insert that over. So decent length, what's that? That's probably about 2 meters long, roughly. So we've got roughly a 2 meter long cable. In fact, here is a Gen 2 cable here. Let's compare the length. I'm making sure I've got the right one here. So this one is the old, exactly the same length. So if you've ever had one before, you're getting the same length cable as before. So we'll put the old one. I almost swapped that the wrong way around. One thing I've just noticed is different on the new to the old. The new one has a little indent. Don't know if the camera can pick that up. There you go, you can just about see it there. See that little indent for the thumb? That's one thing that's new. So if you get a new one of these and wonder what's different, then that's what's different on the cable. So if you, like me, got two different ones. We got, again, a little extender, which you've always had, same length by the looks of it. So we'll put that on the side. That is basically, you know, the USB ports always cover up. We then have two batteries, separate this time. Normally they're wrapped in like a little plastic wrap, but this sense they're just in a little cardboard area here of the box. So we'll put that aside, so you get two batteries. The actual Fire Stick, and wow, it's a lot bigger than previous. I'll show you the difference now in a second. The remote control, which is a brand new remote, includes mute, volume and power buttons for your TV. And then your triangle power brick. So that is everything in the box. Let's just put the packaging away, the instructions, because we don't really need them. And we'll put all this lot to one side. So, the Fire Stick itself, let's get straight into it. Let's open it up. Quite a little bit of weight actually, considering this is capable of 4K, it's understandable the difference. So here is a Gen 2, I want to say, but Gen 1 and Gen 2 was exactly the same in case of the box. But if I insert that over the top, I'll probably take some photographs and put it over the top of the screen here later on. But you can now see the light will get onto it. How much of a difference? The corner is exactly the same. So you've got two ports on the side there. Again, I'll take some photographs, put it over the top so you can see properly. So, and On the original, you had arms in with a tick. You can't see, obviously, but the new one, you had a tick. Have a look at the photographs that I'll put over the top, so you can actually see the difference. And the only other real change here is the remote control. So let's open up the remote. So you've got a plastic wrap across the top, then you've got another plastic wrap which controls the IR sensor. That's one thing that this is new now. This has an IR sensor. So you could peel off the IR sensor. This is so the remote control can control your TV. And that is where, peel that off, that is where the power button, the volume and mute buttons come in. So if I bring in, we have a Gen 1, a Gen 2 and a Gen 3 remote control. I'll just zoom in a second so you can actually see the difference. So here we are, we're zoomed in now and we've got all three of them together. So we've got the Gen 1 remote, we got then the upgraded remote which come with the Gen 2 as well as the 2nd Gen Fire TV and a few others. And then the brand spanking new remote which comes with this one. So as you see, between Gen 1 and Gen 2, the only real difference is there's a bigger one and you had the Alexa button and then the microphone at the top. This one, you still got the Alexa button and the microphone at the top. Same buttons, but as you can see, you've got a power button at the top for your TV. Sorry about the bird. And you've also got your volume control and then your mute control at the bottom. And as you can see as well, with the sizes, see it's much bigger for the 2nd Gen. The 3rd Gen is fundamentally the same size, but this bit at the bottom now goes inwards. So if we turn it around between Gen 2 and Gen 3, you can just see now where that one sort of like slides outwards, that one slides inwards. And then if we look at the top there, you can now see the IR. So that is the difference between all the remote controls. And then as you can see with the previous gen, there was no IR blaster on there. Right then, so let's get this plugged into a TV now. And we'll have a quick look at what the interface is like. As far as I'm aware, it's the same, but there is one setting I want to have a look at and show you. Let's get over to the TV. Right, so I was just about to show you how to connect this in. Well, it's clear how you connect it in, but it's one thing that occurred to me with the remote control I didn't show you. Is on the back here, this is how you get into the compartment and just get the camera to focus in. Is quite simple, same as every other one. You quite literally just squeeze and slide over. That's where you put the batteries in. And then push it back and job done. Right, so my camera just went on the fits then. Right, so another thing that I've noticed which is different between the Gen 2 and this one, or I believe it's a Gen 2, could be a Gen 3. As you can see, the Hdmi extender is slightly different. The new one's thinner, which is fantastic. And the new one also has, just in case you didn't realize, HDMI stamped onto it, whereas the old ones never. So that one is an old one. Camera does not want to focus. I'll take a photograph of both and overset over the top. Right, so same as normal. There is that tick that I said about earlier on in the video. So there are cameras now focused in. Same as what you always do. Plug it in to the extender. And I always like to use this port, which is number 3 on the side of my LG TV. This is quite an old TV. Also, don't forget to plug the power into the side of the adapter. Make sure it's the right way up. It says power on the side here, so you know that that's for power. And then you can plug it in there. You can also, the power cable is a bit stretched, so I need to move my TV just a touch. You can also get like a little adapter to go in the side of this. Get the camera to focus in. Which it is clearly not. Basically, a little adapter plugs into the side of this, so you can put Ethernet and power through this if you have bad Wi-Fi. And this camera focus is dreadful. So let me just set it back up and we'll turn the Fire Stick on. Right, so I've now just put the power onto the Fire Stick and we'll now see how long it takes for it to boot up. As we can see now, we have the Fire TV logo coming on, followed by the orange Fire TV logo. Hopefully you hear that sound coming through. I'm using my old 32-inch LG Full HD TV here. So first things first, we have the remote to hand on the side, and now it's saying searching for your remote. Press the home button, which is this on the top line here. It's the middle one, so press the home button. Press and hold probably. Now press the play and start button, which is the one below it. And now it's telling us to pick the language. I'm in the United Kingdom. Hopefully you can read the screen. I'm not 100% sure how well this comes through on the camera, but English, United Kingdom. Now we're scanning for networks, and we have a load of networks around here, and I'm going to connect to mine and I'll be back afterwards. Right, so now I've connected to my Amazon, to my Wi-Fi. It's now asking you to sign in to an Amazon account, which again I do have. So I'm a new to Amazon. If this is the first time you got it, you click that and you register. Although I would recommend registering online because there's with the second gen generation, there's some things that registering through this would deactivate. I can't fully remember what it was, but I remember registering online and then signing in was actually better. So there's a little tip for you. So I'm going to click I already have an Amazon account on the left hand side. We click on that, and now we have to put in our Amazon login, email and password, which I am now going to do. Just a bit of a side note, when you're typing in your password, by default, as you can see here, I'm just hitting a load of numbers, the password comes up on screen. So if you've got people around that you don't really want them to see your password, at the very bottom right here, you see hide password. When you click that, it just comes up with a load of dots. Just another little tip for you. So here we are now logged in. This one's just named Amazon Fire, this account, because this is literally what I use it on. So you just click on there. You can save Wi-Fi passwords to Amazon if you want. Since this isn't mine, this is a loan from a friend for this video, I'm going to say no, but you can say yes if you want to. And so here we have a load of more. So there's parental control. So it's designed with kids and parents in mind. So if you've got kids around, you may want to enable parental control. So you go left, enable parental control. Otherwise, in this instance, we're not going to enable parental control. And now we are preparing your remote for setup. So they're now apparently preparing the remote, even though we've just been using it. Why Amazon? We do not know. We'll be playing music during the next setup. Please make sure the volume is turned up and then continue. So you can turn the volume up. And there's the music there. I personally though, I'm going to turn it down because we don't want to have a copyright strike on the video. So that is it now turned down. And it's now trying to get us to pair it with the telly. So you can go up and down. So there we go. It's already paired with me. I'm going to have to try and show the gentleman how to do this. So it's now asking, did the music volume change? Yes, it did. Okay, now your remote is now successfully set up. Job done. So I'm hoping now that you can change it. Here is the logo with all the usual rubbish. Separate subscriptions may be required, which is basically a small print, as they say. Ultra HD limitations, there was a link there. I forgot, I didn't actually catch what it said. Can we just hit back? Yes, we can just hit back. Oh, whoops a daisy. Right, I'll be back after once all this is all set up. Right, here we are. We are now fully set up on the screen. As you can see here, Grand Tour, which is now Amazon's brand new thing. Just realized I'm shaking the lamp behind me constantly. So screen basically looks exactly the same as all the other ones. As you can see here, we go over to settings, you got your notifications, network, display and sound, which I'm going to go into in a minute and show you, just have a little look at something. Controllers, so if you've got more controllers, you can add more controllers. Your Alexa, preferences, my Fire TV, accessibility, help and my account. Alright, so as I just said then, let's go over to display and sound. So there's a setting that, according to a lot of other reviews I've now read on this, that Amazon enable by default, which really shouldn't. So let's go to display and sound, and we're going to see whether or not Amazon now enable it or not. We want to go down to display then, go into it, right at the very bottom, and they have done it on this one. Dynamic range settings is set to always HDR. That really shouldn't be a thing. If your TV isn't HDR compatible or 4K HDR, you're going to have some really weird sort of like images. So you want to change that to adaptive. So change it to adaptive. The screen will then reset. There we are. Adaptive range now set. Just click confirm. All this is basically saying is confirm that the settings are good for you and it looks okay. What it will do is, whilst it's in always HDR, sorry for the bird, the picture quality is sort of like dimmed, to be of the wrong colors. It'll look very strange in certain things. So that is something to keep in mind. So how to get to that? Go all the way across the settings, go down, across the display and sound, click into it, go all the way down to, well, go down one actually to display. This is where you can change your resolution. So video resolution here, and you can change to 4K if you want, but all the way at the bottom there, dynamic range settings. You want to go in that, change it from always HDR. If you've got a HDR TV, great, you may not need to change this, but otherwise go down to adaptive. I don't understand why they got this, because adaptive will also work with HDR TVs, so your mileage may vary though, so you may want to check on that. But in obviously the display, you can also change your resolution, which is at the top. This TV is only 1080, so this is why it's only got 1080 60 hertz. But if yours is a 4K TV, you'll have your 4K setting here, so you may want to go in here and change that setting from there as well. Right, so that is that lot done. There is an app to test the speed. I'm going to try and see if I can find that, and I'll be back in a second. Right, so unfortunately, if I go to the screen now, it will show you basically minus the adverts. CPU-Z is installed. I'm hoping the screen can see this. But as you can see at the moment, clock speed on this is between 754 and 1.69 gigahertz. I was going to show you the comparison between this and previous ones. The other Fire Stick I showed you turns out was a first gen Fire Stick, and I cannot install CPU-Z on it because it just keeps crashing, unfortunately. So I was going to show you the comparison between the two screens, but unfortunately I cannot. One thing, however, I can show you that I haven't yet shown you. So if we go back to the home screen on Amazon, so you can see there I've installed ES File Explorer and CPU-Z for this demo, which didn't really work out too well. Sorry about that. But I can show you the obviously the top button. Oh, and also one other thing, the power button, which we'll do at the very end. So, I don't know, what do we want? YouTube. YouTube. There we go. All you gotta do is press a button, search what you want, and it brings up all the different options with YouTube in mind. And you can do that for anything. If you want to watch a kids show or anything on your Amazon, such as Lucifer, Grand Tour, etc, 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 you can press that and search for it. You can also control, I don't have this one set up to the same account, but if you're linked to a Amazon Alexa account, sorry if I just triggered yours, you can control basically stuff around your house using this button. I would demo it, but this is a different account because it's not my Fire Stick, as I explained in the beginning. The gentleman asked me to basically have a look at it and show you guys it, but he gave me permission to show you guys this. So unfortunately, I can't really show you too much, but compared to the other one, which let's just flick the channel over and see if it'll even work. This is the first gen, now that I've got plugged in here. And as you can see, it is very, very slow in comparison. In fact, this is actually quite sped up a little bit. So in comparison to what we had earlier on with the brand new one. So new remote, just flick over to the correct channel. So it's practically instant every time. So much, much faster than the Gen 1, clearly, but it's much faster than the Gen 2. You're gonna have to take my word for it. Unfortunately, I cannot find my Gen 2. The last couple of things I can show you, so I showed you the volumes buttons earlier, which you can see here changing my TV volume. But if I push the mute button, at the bottom left here, hopefully you can see it. Let's try and get to a different screen which would show that a little better. Let's go to the second screen. There we go. So there's the thing coming up, and down at the bottom here is my mute. And then obviously volume, mute. And finally, last one to show is the power button. The very top power button up there. Push it, TV's off. So the little red light, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, is showing now that the TV's in standby. So great little remote, one remote does it all, volume, TV. Obviously you can't, I don't believe you can change sources, such as I was with this, flicking between the two Fire Sticks. But if all you really watch is the Fire Stick, such as because you've got Netflix and Amazon Video, then one remote does it all. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to end the video right here and now. Sorry that this video rambled on too much. I wanted to show a bit more than what I could, but unfortunately the first gen didn't want to install CPU Z, therefore wouldn't install the other apps which I wanted to show you, so there's no point in doing that. Thank you all for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the likes button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. Leave a comment down below, let me know what you thought of this video. Sorry I rambled on a bit too much, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you all for watching, and ciao for now everyone.